In my opinion, we have got a lot of things backwards when it comes to love and marriage. We say that when you're in your 20s, you should go out in the world and find your soulmate and then marry that person, pledging your love and devotion for the rest of your life. A lot of marriages end in divorce, and part of the problem may be that a lot of people haven't learned how to love, accept, and cherish themselves so they can really be there for themselves and for another person in a relationship. So that's where self-marriage comes in. Now, a lot of people think self-marriage is nutty or narcissistic or just plain weird. I've heard people say, why do you have to marry yourself? Why can't you just love and accept yourself? Why do you have to make a big to-do about it? Well, actually, loving and accepting yourself is a pretty big deal. And in fact, it might be more rare than getting married. So I discovered self-marriage myself when I wrote my first book, Quirky Alone, that came out in 2004, when I profiled a couple of women who had done the whole shebang. They did the dress, the marriage, the honeymoon, all of that. And I found it really fascinating, but not for me. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Then when I turned 40, I realized I had some stuff to figure out because I was pretty unhappy with the fact that I hadn't found a partner to marry. And I had a lot of shame issues myself about being single and about really accepting myself and loving myself for where I was at. So for my 40th birthday, I decided to marry myself, and it was the best thing I ever could have done. It was such a happy day when I got married here in Buenos Aires in the Japanese gardens. So since then, I have integrated self-marriage into my life coaching with women. I work with women who are single and women who are married who want to marry themselves. And it doesn't really matter where you are, whether you're just like me at 40, frustrated because you didn't find a partner, or maybe you're 45 and you've been married 5 years, but you notice that you're not really loving and taking care of yourself within the relationship, and you actually think it's time to marry yourself. Either way, I've worked with women in both situations, and it's really meaningful, profound, creative, and fun. So if this idea of self-marriage is calling something in you, I encourage you to reach out to me about coaching. Usually when we do our coaching, it's not just about the self-marriage, but self-marriage becomes part of your story in general. And it's really fun and meaningful, and it becomes a way to kind of practice vows to yourself that you want to live in your everyday life, your relationships, and how you see and value and cherish yourself. So if that calls to you, please reach out to me. I would love to hear from you.